What's up guys, Sam Legend here, back again with another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and in today's video we'll be going over team prepping for the upcoming Kizuna Clash Summer Luffy with the 10-star difficulty and the Super Boss. So in this video we'll be going over some of the free-to-play teams, the pay-to-win teams for the 10-star difficulties, and the Super Boss teams. So I'll be looking over this Kizuna's gimmicks, and some of these gimmicks are pretty annoying to get around. Hopefully teams that we've made in this video will be able to take on all of them. I don't really have a one-for-all team in this video. If I do make one, I will put it in the regular 10-star difficulty video when it comes out. But as of right now, I don't have one, so we're just going to be focusing on using different teams to take on all of the variations of the Kizuna Clash. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Alright, starting off with the strength variation for the 10-star difficulty, we're going to be looking at using strength, dex, and quick units, since those are the ones that get the cooldown here. On battle 2, we are dealt with 5 turns of paralysis. On the boss stage, all of the stages actually do this right here, except the super boss ones. Luffy is going to spawn out 2 fodder units, the penguins. I would assume that they're not going to have the same health as Luffy, so we're just going to have to keep that in mind when making these teams. If it does change, obviously we're going to have to account for that, but as of right now we can only assume that the health is not going to be the same as Luffy's. So that being said, moving on, we're going to be looking at the immunity they have, which is going to be everything except delay, so we can actually use some delay conditional boosts here. He's going to change his type, which is actually pretty annoying here, meaning that you have to bring units to be able to take on each type. And it's going to be either he's going to be a strength boss, a dex boss, or a quick boss. So we're going to try to balance our team out to bring strength, dex, and quick units. He's also going to give himself a damage threshold for 5 turns, 6 after you reach the boss HP number, and then special bound for 5 turns, which again is going to be 6 after you reach the HP threshold for the boss. And so for the free-to-play team we're going to be using against this boss, we're going to be using a Black Maria Frank captain with an event Kaido Big Mom as our captain. So on stage 2, what we're going to be doing is using the Kizuna Clash 5+ Blackbeard. His special is going to give us a defense down conditional boost against the enemy, while also giving some of our units a base attack boost, since not all of them are driven and fighter units. Then we can also switch with Kaido and Big Mom just for extra damage output, just to make sure that we actually do kill the boss that turn. Now, depending on who you switch with, you may want to switch back or just stay where you are with Kaido Big Mom when you get to stage 3. Speaking of stage 3 though, on stage 3 we're going to be using Black Maria Special to give our team an orb boost, while also giving us a delay conditional boost, since the enemy is not going to be immune to delay at all. Then we can use her super class special, to make the orb boost a 3x orb boost, while powering up a powerhouse units with the super class. Then we can focus on using Sanji. His special is going to give a 2x attack boost to powerhouse units, which everyone on this team is. Then we can use X Drake to give us a color affinity for our units and give us a chain lock, since I couldn't really find a way to get a really good chain boosting effect in here. So a chain lock is the next best thing, and it's 3x, so it's actually pretty good. The Ashura Doji is really good here. He is going to be able to get rid of all 6 turns of both the threshold and the special bind. Granted, you get his special to max. Now, with all the cooldowns you actually get for your team, you should be able to get his max special ready if you stall a little bit. As you can see, I am using the Queen Mama Chancer ship. If you change it up with the Shark's Superb ship, you actually should be able to get it down to the max special, but we'll actually have to see when we actually get into the Kizuna Clash itself. But with this team here, you're actually able to do, also with the Kaido Big Mom, depending, like I said, depending on the type of the enemy, you may want to either change out the Kaido Big Mom with the other unit, or don't switch at all. But the damage output is reliant on what type the enemy is, so the base damage this team can do is plus 112 million damage, and it only goes up from there depending on the boss the boss type. So with that being said, let's move on to the pay-to-win team. Alright guys, so here's the pay-to-win team I'm going to be using. using the Superclass Dofi and the Last Tap Kid as my captains. So, on stage 2, what's going to happen? We're going to be using the Pirate Emerald Blackbeard to, he's going to use a special to get rid of the paralysis over us. With the Luffy special, we should be able to get rid of all turns of paralysis. And then he's also going to give us an Ore boost. Now, the Barto Cavendish and Ulti Page 1 can also be used here for their switching abilities. Barto Cavendish not really, because I'm pretty sure they give an Ore boost when they switch. We're already using Blackbeard, so it's not going to matter there. Ulti Page 1 is going to give us a small chain boundary, so we're actually able to do a little bit more damage here. Then you can use Dofi's Super Class Special to boost up all the Driven units on the team, making sure that we are able to output enough damage to kill stage 2. On stage 3, we're going to be using Kid Special twice here to give us the attack and the Orb boost for Strength, Driven, and Striker characters. And then after that, we can use Dofi Special to give us the other boost, being the Chain and the base attack boost for our Driven units. Now, the other Dofi is going to be used to get rid of the Threshold, along with the Bellamy support, which does get rid of all 6 turns of the Threshold. And we don't have a special bound reducer on here except for the Dofi, the Captain Dofi, because his Captain ability does resist special bind by 10 turns. So I don't really have to worry about that at all. Now, the Ulti Page 1, like I said, depending on the type of the enemy, you may want to switch or not switch. You may not be getting a chain boundary depending on when you switch at all in this fight. So just keep that in mind. Either way, use their special so you can get the better stats from the character. But also, when you get to the HP boss, the HP of the boss being more than 10 million, then you can get their conditional boost, and that helps them do a lot more damage. And as you can see there, the same thing as the free-to-play team. Baseline is going to be plus 23 million damage, and it just goes up from there. Looking at the dex variation here, we're going to be dealing with Free Spirit, Powerhouse, and Slasher characters getting the cooldown. On stage 2, we got to do a special reverse for the crewmates, and they're also going to get their specials locked for 3 good hits, which really sucks. On the boss stage, again, Luffy's going to bring out 2 penguins, and then he's also going to have immunity except for defense down, so we can actually bring a defense down conditional boost here. He's also going to put up a barrier for 5 turns for a single tap of a strength, dex, or quick slot, so it's going to be random. Now, I'm also assuming that the penguins aren't going to have the barrier here, which would really suck for team building if that was the case. Moving on, we can see that we also get dealt with unfavorable slots, and then he's also going to put up a 6-turn resilience. I say 6 turns because that's just adding on the boss HP threshold gimmick, and they're also going to put 6 turns, again adding the gimmick of defense up. So we got to deal with 6 turns of defense up and resilience here. And then he's also going to interrupt you if you activate an end turn damaging special, and it's going to blow away all your effects, and he's going to bind your ship for, I think it's 5 turns. So obviously we want to avoid that. So the way we get around it, we just got to basically remove the resilience by ourselves, or bring a unit that does enter damage passively and not as special. So as for the free-to-play team, we're going to be using Versus Ace as the Frank captain, and the Kizuna Clash 5+ Roger as our captain. So on stage 2, we're going to be using the Event Buggy to give us a full board of strength slots, which are going to be counted as matching. And he's also going to give us a chain boundary effect, enabling us to get some damage output from that. And then we can use Roger's Super Class Special to give our team an attack boost, enabling us to actually be able to kill stage 2. On stage 3, we're going to be using Roger's special twice here to get rid of the resilience and the defense up, because his special does get rid of both of those debuffs by 6 turns when he uses double special activation. He's also going to give us a base attack boost for, I think it's like 800 for Free Spirit, 800, 900, somewhere around that number. Then we can use Rebecca's special to give us a chain boost and the guaranteed defense down conditional boost, because her special does do that. It reduces the enemy's defense, and if you're at full HP, you actually are able to get off the conditional boost itself. Then we can use the Helmeppo here to give us a color affinity for Free Spirit characters, and then Ace's special to give us the Orb boost and the chain boundary, because when we get unfavorable slots from the enemy here, Roger's going to have a strength slot, enabling Ace to get the chain boundary effect off. Then we're going to use Marco and Ace last to give us the strength attack boost. Sadly enough, it's not going to affect Roger or Helmeppo, but they don't really matter too much since this is a dex boss. But this team, as you can see, does around 282 million damage, which is crazy for a free-to-play team here. As for the pay-to-win team, though, we're going to be using Straw Hat Crew as the friend captain and Ace this time as our captain, with the Vivi support, which is really important here. On stage 2, we're going to use Toki's effect to target the Straw Hat Crew and herself, since I'm pretty sure she is boosted for this Kizuna clash. And then we can use the Straw Hat special to grant our team all the boosts that he gives, which is the attack, orb, chain boost, and color affinity boost, and rainbow slots. Now, when you do attack, though, make sure you get the rainbow slot off of Ace, so we're able to have a strength slot on the last stage. On stage 3, we're going to use Brook to give us a base attack boost for free spirit characters, and he's going to give us a chain boost. On the Rogers also here again, getting rid of the resilience and the defense up again here. Really all he's there for. Then we're going to use Queen Special. Queen Special actually does give us the defense down conditional boost, but the Event Jack support is going to give us the actual defense down on the enemy there. Then we're going to use Ace's Special to give us the orb boost, and not the orb boost, but the the chain boundary effect, so that we're able to do more damage with the chaining and everything. So with this team, we're actually able to do 324 million damage, but that's not counting the Straw Hat Crew being able to do more damage with their last tap there. And now for the last variation before we get into the Super Boss teams, we're going to look at the quick variation, which gives Free Spirit, Powerhouse, and Cerebral characters this time the cooldown. On Battle 2, we are dealt with 2 turns of paralysis, and then we have our HP cut in half. And then at the end, when you defeat the boss, he actually does do 50,000 in damage, which is ridiculous. So we actually have to bring some damage reduction specials there, or somehow tank the hit if you have enough HP, which I don't think you will. On boss 3, going to some of the penguins again, and he's also going to be immune to everything this time, so we can't bring any conditional boosts here. And then we're going to be dealt with recovery slots for our full team, and then he's going to hit us with Despair for 8 turns, which goes down to 5 turns with sockets, and it's actually 6 turns when you go over the threshold, and then it's going to be attack down below a 2.9 chain multiplier for 5 turns. So we actually have to be able to get past that chain, that basically chain attack down thing. And then after the threshold, like I said, it's going to be another turn added to the Despair. So it's really going to be 6 turns. But it's also going to make type slots unfavorable. So we have to be able to not change our slots to type slots, so we actually have matching slots this time. So for the free-to-play team, we're going to be using the Super Tandem Luffy and the Roger again as our captains. And on stage 2, Roger is going to be useful here because besides giving a base attack boost, he does give 80% damage reduction, which should enable us to tank the damage when we defeat the boss that turn. Hopefully anyway. Then we can use the Silver Mask special to give us a chain boost, and hopefully we can hit all of our perfects before we actually kill him, so we can get the bigger chain boost in the next turn. We also can use Zoro here on this stage to get rid of the paralysis for us. Now, note that this Zoro is not really boosted by Luffy at all. He's just there to facilitate activating the Super Tandem ability of Luffy. Stage 3, we can use Luffy's special to give us an orb boost and get rid of the Despair completely. And he also is going to give us a full board of matching slots. Now, we also going to use his Super Class special to give us a base attack boost here for free spirit characters, and we're going to boost his orb buff. I think it goes up to 3.5 maybe. I can't really remember the exact number right now, but I think it's above 3 times basically. Luffy Ace, the treasure map unit, is going to be really useful here, giving us an attack and color affinity boost for the turn. And then we can use treasure map Sabo to give us the fairly small chain boundary he gives. Now, depending on if you're able to get the Silver Mask special, the damage output kind of changes. And it starts off at like 217 million damage. It can go up to 268 million damage, but it's not counting the Super Tandem ability of Luffy at all. And now for the play to win team, we're going to be using Straw Hat Crew as our friend captain and Super Tandem Luffy as our captain, with the missile support, which should activate when we get paralyzed on stage 2, enabling us to get a 75% damage reduction, hopefully being able to take the hit when we defeat the boss here. Buggy's going to give us a full board of matching slots and get rid of the paralysis for our whole team. And with Yamato, we should be able to get Wano slots for the team and a chain boost. And the support of Jinbei should be able to lock those slots for 1 turn, so we can carry Wano slots into the final stage. Now, you can use Straw Hat Crew here if you don't feel comfortable just relying on Yamato's special to be able to kill the boss, and that's just perfectly fine if you want to use them here. Stage 3, we're going to use Luffy special to get the full border matching slots, the spare removal, and the orb boost, and then we can use his base attack boost to get the we can use his super class special, sorry, to get the base attack boost and the orb boost buffed. Then we can use General Frankie special to give us the attack boost for everybody, and then Perona special is going to be really helpful here because she's going to give us the guaranteed negative status conditional boost here, because our health is definitely going to be below 80%, and she's also going to give us a 3.25 chain lock, and with the Viva support, we're going to have a 1.3 color variant boost for free spirit characters, and it should be doing around 438 million damage, but that's not really counting the Straw Hat Crew's final tap ability there. And now we're here talking about the super boss gimmicks. So starting off with the strength variation, we're going to be using free spirit and cerebral characters, as they're the ones that get the cooldown here. On stage 2, as you can see, we can actually look at the enemy's HP here. It's going to be really important because we got to be able to deal that much HP to them, so that we're able to not go to turn 1 with them. So they're going to put up a 2-turn defense up preemptively and spare our captains for 5 turns, which does go down to 2 turns with sockets. So it's actually able to be easily removed with support effects. Now on the boss stage, Luffy's going to have an immunity to everything except defense down. He's also going to give us block slots, and then he's going to put himself with a damage threshold for 2 turns and then paralyze us for 4 turns. So we're actually able to get around some of these gimmicks using this team. Hopefully this team does work out. So this is the team we're going to be using to take this fight on. We're going to be using a Super Tandem Law and Super Type Luffy team. So on stage 2, we're going to be using the Beppo special to give us a full board of tandem slots, which will be counted as matching. He's also going to give us a chain boost, and then the Cavendish support is going to activate, giving himself a 1.5 attack and orb boost. Hopefully combined with Law's super class special, it should be enough to take down this stage here. Hopefully it does 10 million damage. If not, we're going to have to rethink this team here. Speaking of, we're going to have to use super class special of Law to give us the conditional boost against defense down. And if we attack with him first, we are able to inflict defense down to the enemy because he does have a tandem slot himself. Like I said, hopefully it's enough damage. If not, we're going to have to rethink this team. On stage 3, we're going to use Brook special to give us a base attack boost and a chain boost. And then we can use the Yamato special to give us a full board of Wano slots. Then we can use Luffy special to give us the attack boost, and then we can use Law special to give us the orb boost and that chain tapping effect he gives to. So the Nami is actually there just in case for some reason the enemy does blow away our effects when we get to stage 3. We can use Nami special to give us the guaranteed conditional boost against defense down enemies for us. But she's also just here to give us the color affinity boost for our units. So with this, we should be able to do around 859 million damage, which is actually pretty good damage there. Obviously, this is without counting cannons and everything, but this is pretty good damage if you ask me. So for the next variation, we're going to be looking at the Dex one, which is going to give Powerhouse and Striker characters their cooldowns. On stage 2, we're going to be having to deal with 15 million HP for the boss, and what he's going to do is paralyze our team for 2 turns and burn us for 2 turns. This is going to make Perfects easier to hit so that we can get burned a little easier. Then when we defeat him, he's going to deal 40,000 damage to us, so we got to be able to take all that damage. And obviously you don't want to go to turn 1 with this guy. On the boss stage, he's going to be immune to everything. He's also going to give us unfavorable slots and then give himself 2 turns of damage threshold again. He's going to give our crew 2 turns of attack down, and if we use a base attack boost, he's going to blow away all our effects and then bind 3 random units. So the team I have for this is pretty technical. Hopefully it does work out the way I think it should anyway. So for this team here, we're going to be using the Hybrid Kaido as our friend captain and Last Tap Kid as our captain. So on stage 2, what you want to be doing in this order, as I'm assuming the way I think it should go anyway, is you use Kid special first to get the 50% HP cut and then get the attack boost from him, and then you use Shirahoshi Manshiri special to give us, obviously after you switch with him, to give us the healing back. Hopefully this does go past our max HP. I'm hoping it does. That's the only way it makes sense to me. I've done all the calculations. I think I did right. Hopefully it goes the way I think it should, but we should be able to get past the full HP, and when we get hit with the damage on the when we defeat the boss, we should be able to get above 50%, so that for the next stage we're able to use Kid Special twice again in that turn there. So with that, we're going to be using Kaido's super class ability here. Make sure you just use this ability before you use Shiroshi Manshuri Special, so that you can get the Wano slots on your top four units. So you're doing more damage output here, and then use Shiroshi Manshuri Special to give us to get rid of the burn, paralysis, and the chain boost. Now on stage 3, we're going to be using the Ulti Page 1 Special first, so that we can get their conditional boost. Depending on your level of the Super Tana of Kaido, you may want to activate him first, but I only can assume that not many people have it leveled up to where it makes a difference between using their special and Kaido's special. So for right now, I'm just going to go with Ulti Page 1 until I see different. And we're also going to switch with them first, obviously, to get their super swap ability of the Chain Boundary effect. Then we can use Kid Special to get the attack boost, Kaido for the orb boost, and then Kids again for the color affinity, assuming that we were above 50% HP in the last stage. Then we can use the Jack and the King to get rid of the threshold and the attack down for us. And with the King, we actually have the Queen support on him to give us a base attack boost for striker characters, and that should enable us to get 761 million damage output as a base. I say base because I don't know what the actual calculations are for getting the super tandem off for Kaido and the increased damage taken for Kaido. So right now it's 791 million, like 61 million, sorry, as a baseline, and it just goes up from there depending on how much the boosts actually affect the damage here. Now for the final boss, we're going to be looking at the quick super boss here, who's going to give strength and dex characters their cooldowns. On stage 2, we are dealt with the attack down below a 2.5 chain multiplier, which really sucks, and then we also have to deal with 2 turns of special reverse and the special locks for our crew. So this is really annoying on stage 2. On stage 3, the boss is going to be immune to everything again. He's going to give us block slots, and then he's going to paralyze us for another 2 turns. He's going to give himself damage threshold again for 2 turns, and if we use a chain multiplier boost with the addition, he's going to blow away our effects and bind our units. So basically, don't bring anyone that's that uses a chain boost like Yamato does. Don't bring anyone like that. We are able to get around it, hopefully, with this team here, though. So for this team, we're going to be using Yamato Ace as the friend captain and Luffy as our captain here with the Wraith support. So on stage 2, we're going to be using the free-to-play Kinemon, this Kizuna free-to-play unit for the special reverse for us. It's going to reverse our specials by 2 turns, enabling us to use our specials again. And then with the Ashura Doji support on him, we are able to get a 1.3 attack boost to free spirit characters for the turn. And then we can use the Sabo and the Silvermask special to give us our chain effects to be able to take down this boss here and be able to get around the chain multiplier attack down debuff. Now, if we get our 3 perfects, obviously we're going to get the bigger chain boost from Silvermask on the next stage, enabling us to get around the interrupt there. Now, on the stage 3, we're going to be using Luffy special to give us the orb boost, matching slots, and use a super class special to give us the base attack boost and the orb boost buff. Then we can use Yamato Ace's switch ability. Hopefully you see at the top there, it says start with Ace, and then you can switch from Ace to Yamato. So you get the dex unit, and you also get the bigger chain multiplier, the chain boundary effect from them, and the guaranteed burn from them too, which is really important because your special, the max special, is going to say that you're going to give a 2.75 attack boost, and you're going to have a conditional boost against burn enemies, and it lets us do a lot more damage here. Then we can use the Zoro special to give us a color affinity boost for our free spirit characters. Now, with the Zoro crewmate ability, he's going to boost that color affinity by 0.2, giving us a 2.2 color affinity boost. Now, you are able to activate the Super Tandem ability for Luffy on both stages, so it should be able to deal with stage 2 pretty easily. In stage 3, you're going to have heaps of damage there, especially with Ace and Yamato's final tap when you tap with them last. Now, like I said with the Kaido team, this is just the base damage you're going to be getting with like none of the boosts active. So it's going to be 791 million damage. But with all those boosts active, it should be absurd numbers, especially with cotton candies and everything. These are going to be absurd numbers in the super boss here. And that really should be it for all of the teams here for this video. So I really hope you enjoyed today's very long-winded video. And if you did, please hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below. It really helps the channel out. And I will see you guys in the next Kizuna videos.